This cold, dreary, wet, rainy Friday. This is Revolution Radio with Tanya and Jay, who is sitting over there looking like a doof.
Looking like a what?
A doof.
Oh, I thought you said a dude. That's weird. You mean like I got like a robe on and I'm drinking like a White Russian?
Normally, I mean, you're like the Mexican version of Hef without hose or
You don't even
money.
get that reference, do you?
I do.
Okay, why wouldn't you go Mexican Jeff Bridges then? That would have been the...
No, because that would have made you too happy.
To be honest, I'm not even that big of a fan of the movie.
Well,
I know,
ladies and gentlemen.
which is weird.
I know, because you are weird. We have a very sad announcement today. There is no Cody in the house.
Why? No, meaning, I don't know if you've noticed, whenever I intro the show anymore, I don't even say who's here.
Well, I think that everybody should know he's not here.
It doesn't matter who's here. Look,
Cody broke his leg.
The fans and the listeners have all agreed. As long as I'm here, it doesn't matter who else is here.
Well, I think it's important that, Cody broke his leg, and there's now a blood clot that has traveled to his brain, and it's causing him to function at a level that is about the age of a toddler, maybe between 2 and 3.
So his brain is improved?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, I thought maybe he could read now.
One could only hope. The day that Cody pulled his head out of his ass and learned to read.
Hasn't happened.
So it's just the two of us. If you are in our local area, which is within 60 miles, are you enjoying the cold rain, getting ready for the snow tonight? You going to cuddle in? Probably not, because you live in Kansas in the Wichita area, so your heat will probably go out when the power goes out, and you guys will freeze to death and die.
Or if you have any updates on that, you call in 316-778-0529. Let us know how the roads are. Let us know what's going on. 316-778-0529.
Did you have problems?
Or anything
today?
else, by the way. No. But why would I?
My teen has been out all day driving around. She had it's Tournament of Champions weekend for area high school.
Wow. Now that's exciting.
I guess.
That's super exciting.
There's been practices.
It sounds like a WWE event.
Right. It's interesting. Like the best of Kansas.
So like the worst of California.
Oh my, you're not wrong. So yeah.
I mean, it's gymnastics, right?
This morning was wrestling, and then there was football, which
okay, so then the worst of Texas.
Yes. And then they're finishing up with soccer and something tonight, and then tomorrow is wrestling, gymnastics, cheerleading, and of course, dance, the bane of my existence.
Why? I mean, look. There's certain things in life that I don't understand. Like,
right.
When you push a certain ball, you'll see where it's heading. Tell me you didn't see where this dance thing was heading. You have to know what you are opening up.
Okay, but here's the problem. So my children are hardcore athletic dancers, and they can do gymnastics stuff. My problem is
they're also halfway to being Stephen Hawking, though.
Which is why I'm okay with as much time, because if the grades ever slipped,
No, I meant physically.
Hey, you know what? Her hunchback is a beautiful thing. She's gonna call any second and bitch us both out.
And I know the boys have to love her voice. Hi, how are you doing? I am good.
But what I didn't realize is at the school level, if you're in cheer or dance, you can't compete, which is weird to me, because they are competition dancers. Like, if you're on a high school team, you're not allowed to compete.
So who's competing? And why would anyone care?
So what they're doing for dance and cheerleading is area schools are coming to the Tournament of Champions, which is a stupid name for them.
Yeah.
And they're going to do a cheer-off where the audience tells you who wins. So last year, the TOC was in Augusta. Guess who won? Augusta.
Yeah, of course.
Well, this year it's here in our town, so guess who's probably going to win?
Newton.
Because we have all the people coming here.
But I thought you said they couldn't compete.
It's a cheer off. You can yell. Whoever has the best yells wins. You don't win a trophy. You don't win anything. It's just the honor.
This is stupid.
I'm telling you.
Like much of the stuff, though, honestly.
You know,
I mean, like, I really hope my kid, and no offense to your children,
but, no,
I really
know
hope
what
my
you
kid
mean.
doesn't get involved in any of this stuff.
It
Like-
irritates me because we have first place trophies. We have grand prize trophies. We have national first place trophies.
And you paid thousands of dollars for them.
I have.
You bought those fair and square.
Broke some kneecaps. You know what?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's look, it's only what would pay for college, and then it's
You're not
only
wrong.
what would help them walk when they're past the age of 40. Who cares? Like, you know,
It's
who
good.
needs
It's
knees
good.
when you're 45? Don't worry about it.
You mean most people don't get knee replacements at 20?
No, just people that do radio here.
Fucking worthless people. So yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, it's no big deal that by 25 your daughter's going to walk with a hunch. If she's not brain dead because someone missed her on with a basket tosses. That happens a lot.
I'm telling you.
Cheerleading is fucking horrible. It's like the roughest thing you can do. And there's no future
You're
in
not
it.
wrong.
Like, no offense to any cheerleaders out there. Call in if you disagree.
He's feisty today. Do
316-778-0529.
it.
But
gonna
there's
agree with you,
no
though.
future in it.
And it's not disappointment. I'm not saying that. When we went to a basketball game, because, you know, cheerleaders and dancers have to both perform, but they're different, separate but equal. Our cheerleaders stand there and like, woohoo, you go team. And then you have the other team, which this day was Hutch. Everybody does a backflip in line, and then they do back round off, hand tuck, 2 round offs,
Some
and
shit,
then it
right.
splits. While our cheerleaders are like, go team, the whole night.
Okay.
I'm
also just arguing the point that there's no point. No, I mean, like, no future point. Like, if you play for the Railers football team, basketball team, whatever, I can't not to shit on you. I mean, someone has to throw some cold water of reality at you at some point. You have 0.00000.0 chance of ever really, like, making it to the NFL or NBA. But you have a chance. There is a 1 per, like... If you were to take,
okay, I'll give them some credit.
I'm just saying, like, no, you could be.
0.00001.
In fact, we had a guy from Newton, Kazadi was his name. He played for the Rams. He was like a 4th stringer, got cut. He was the best around here, the best they've seen in decades.
Got cut.
You still
Yeah.
have no real shot. But if you're a cheerleader, even if you make it, you're not making it anywhere. Like, oh, I'm a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Nobody
Great,
cares.
you made $200 a week, and you're like pimped to do everything. They make no living.
No.
Most of them have other jobs. Like, there's just nothing to it. There's no cheerleader who's ever like moved on through cheer and done great things where she's made a lot of money
Their
through
dentures
cheer
are
because
fantastic, though.
huh?
Their dentures.
Well, and that's the other thing too.
Don't you
now,
have to be 40 to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader?
No, now they don't want them over 25.
God, they look rough.
You get in your 30s, they're like, you're out. And you're not making barely any money.
No,
You're not doing
wrong.
anything behind. I don't understand the point. And the brutality that is done to their body. It is like one of the roughest things you can be involved in.
Dinner's ready. A cat needs to be let out of the dryer.
So yeah, I don't really understand. I know most cheerleaders do it, I guess, for the fun, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I mean, I'm no fun with that kind of thing. Like, I don't understand, like, why you would give all this time to, like, theater or debate if you didn't want to become a politician
Sitting in the basement,
or
freezing
an actor.
your ass off.
Yeah, or this. But yeah, I mean, if there is no end
Exactly.
to it, I don't really understand why you would do it.
It must be a complete and utter love thing. I don't know.
Huh.
Do you know what I love? My bed.
Why?
Like, I could be a professional sleeper. Is that a job?
No.
It should become a job. I'd be a professional sleeper.
I hate my bed.
sure your bed has no fond memories of you.
I have a memory foam bed, and like, maybe it's just because I'm so fat. But, like, I come home and my imprint's still there.
Oh, fuck. Jay.
Like, my fucking bed's like an elephant. It doesn't forget shit. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan. But, yeah, I do got to answer a question real quick. We had a listener message me and yeah, I'm not going to get into it or anything about that, but I will just say yes to confirm. Maybe you're tuning in late or whatever, but Tanya already went over it, that it is just her and I today.
That is correct. Once again, Cody broke his leg, has an embolism. Probably won't be back. World moves on. I do have, and I know I get a lot of, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is happening?
I don't know.
I do get a lot of crap for being the bearer of bad news. The angel of death has been sent.
I thought you meant
times.
just for being a bear.
So I would like to give an update. That's a good update. In October, Jayme Closs, who was 13 at the time, was found missing. Her parents were found dead in their home, and she was gone. Yesterday, though, at 4:35 their time, which she was found in Wisconsin.
With her parents' heads in her hand.
Right. She was found alive. I do think this is a great and it's amazing story. I can't name names, but I do have a personal source. And basically what has happened and what is coming out to be is that 21-year-old, what is his name? Jake Thomas Patterson went into Jayme Closs's home, murdered her parents, and kidnapped her.
Good Lord.
He's been keeping her 80 miles away from her home, where she was living. He's been keeping her hidden from his family in the basement. He shaved his head before he committed this crime to hide any evidence.
Wait. His family didn't know she was in the basement?
No.
That's bullshit. Who doesn't go, I mean, unless you're me, who doesn't go into your basement? And I have the help.
Exactly.
They go to my basement.
The issue, and I can't give out names.
Because you don't know them, or because they won't... Or you know them, or you know them too personally.
Because it's how close this person is to the story.
Nah.
Jayme was able to escape the secret room that he had left her in. Apparently, he'd been planning this for a while before he did kidnap her and kill her parents. He shaved his body hair, so there'd be no criminal anything left at the scene, which obviously there wasn't.
I bet it's itchy.
Oh, right. Apparently, what happened was somehow, and it's assumed to be an assault, he assaulted her yesterday, which he's had her for months, so nobody knows for sure. He did not lock the secret wall, and after he left her in the basement, she escaped and ran down the street. She was found half naked, covered in dirt, screaming, "Help me, this man has murdered my family and has kept me." Exactly 32 minutes later, the police found a vehicle matching his description, and that's how he was caught. He was actually out looking for her, and he explained that...
He's like, no, that's mine. Bring it back.
Basically, that's what he said. He explained that she was crazy, that she
Did
had
he live with, like,
episodes-
his parents? Does it say... Like, you said he hid it from his family.
He hid a secret room
So
in their
did
basement.
his family... Like, did his family live at that house?
Yes.
So, like, nobody went down and was like, that's weird. There's a weird wall there now. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't that seem suspect?
I find it awkward, but my thing is, 7 years ago, a man was discovered to have kept his daughter for 30 years in their basement. He built a secret cage. It's actually, there's a documentary on Netflix about it.
Yeah.
And they even had boarders upstairs where they would hear things, and they just assumed the house was haunted or... Exactly.
See, that's the fucking problem with people. Oh, that must be a house haunted.
But, I mean, it has been known to happen. Also, this week, it was discovered...
Wait, what's been known to happen?
That people hide...
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the house is being haunted.
No. It was also discovered this week that a woman she kidnapped her son. Her ex-husband had full custody, and her boyfriend kidnapped him and reported him missing 6 months ago. And it was discovered he'd been living in the walls of their home. So it does happen that you can keep somebody hidden. I think that some of
What would be the best way? Like if you're going to give tips.
Well,
I mean, because you sound like you're giving the inspirational speech, like someone who's on the border of it. They're like, I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about kidnapping my high school girlfriend, but I don't know if I can get away with it. Hey, I'm going to tune in to 106 and just listen. Oh, hey, this woman's onto something. She's convincing me.
But from what I understand from the source, and I'm hoping that as the story develops and they have more charges, that he can come forward and actually call in and give an interview.
Can I ask you a quick question before?
Yes. I don't know what this buzzing is.
And that's not even it. There's some sort of buzzing going on down here. And motherfucker. But you said 80 miles away?
Yes.
And he planned this in advance,
Yes.
as you had said. So did he know her? Like, I know it sounds bad, but like, unless it's someone specific, I don't know anyone who lives 80 miles away from me. Right. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like Alex Elkin or Mike Cannon or, whatever. I know people in different...
Can I just say, I think it's funny that the first people you name are the ones that you're masturbating to and have on your wall at home. Like, these people don't have posters.
Well, I'm just saying,
just blow up their pictures.
Well, I'm just saying, like... There's I would say a 30% chance that I could, like, if I was stuck in Wisconsin, and I was in the same town as Alex, I could be like, hey, buddy, I think he lives in Wisconsin. I'm not even sure where he lives. But if I was in the same town, there's a chance that I might be like, dude, could I get a couch for just a night? And he might let me because he knows me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're pretty creepy, though.
I'm not as creepy as you.
I do. I take it that step further.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and then let alone not be related to the people. You start removing things. Like, how would he know this girl?
According to sources, he had friended her either on Instagram or Facebook. As of right now, and I mean, this just happened less than 24 hours ago, there is a chance they had at least talked once or twice. They're still trying to figure out how he picked this girl. And this is what I think we should really make sure people understand, especially for people who don't pay attention, who stand in the back and just come up with their own assumptions. This girl is 14. Even if by some chance she had what you would consider a relationship, this man is 25.
He's 21.
Is he 21?
I thought. When I looked at the story.
He could be 21.
I mean, that doesn't get... that's no better. No. Yeah, like, 21, that's fine then. They can fuck all the 13-year-olds they want.
The thing, and it's coming out that they did not really know each other, that he just picked her.
That's weird.
Exactly.
That's weird on multiple levels. Number one, don't put your address on Facebook or your social. What are you doing?
Once again,
I'm not victim blaming. I'm just saying.
Well, my biggest issue was when she was, because it's taken a lot to get the sources to reveal what they do know. When she was found, a lot of the assumptions was, well, this is her boyfriend and they probably planned it. We're talking a 14-year-old child. What, did you make the best decisions when you were 14?
Yes.
That's a lie, because I remember some stuff that you did.
You do. I was fat and a dork. I made fantastic choices.
Oh, my God.
That was when I was 15 and 16. I made more, yeah.
So, yeah,
but when I was 250 and I had the haircut of Moe from the Three Stooges.
God, with the 6-foot rat tail.
And the big-ass glasses. Yeah, I wasn't making any bad choices. I mean, except for 3 that I could think of: not working out, not getting a haircut, and not getting contacts.
So, yeah, I'm hoping that as the story develops, we learn more. I'm hoping our source and contact can come forward and explain who they are and how they know the details. I'm just excited. After several months, a child was found alive. Because a lot of the times, that's not how these stories end.
No, not a lot of, yeah. Yeah, I'd be curious how he knew her, like what the relationship was.
Well, and I think it's amazing because this is the second story that this week where 2 children were found alive. One, the 7-year-old boy, had lived in walls for 6 months. They assumed he was dead, and this girl was just, I mean, it's amazing.
Just weirdo people. I mean, there's so many people that don't even want their kids. Yeah, well.
According to this source that I have, Elizabeth Smart is going to Wisconsin where the girl is at. She is being held at a hospital as they check things out and check for damage. And she will be, Elizabeth Smart will be paying for her psychiatric help and to make sure this girl, because there's not much family left.
Yeah. Most of them are...
So, well, and what a better role model than Elizabeth Smart, who herself was kidnapped and taken.
Be weird if she got weird about it.
Oh my God, only you take it there.
I'm just saying. She's like, oh, I need a chance to get more fame again. All right, so I'm going to say this to...
Oh, Jesus.
Whatever.
That's like the 7th alarm. What are we missing?
7th buzz going on, which is about to make me flip shit. God. Not like it's already been a fucked up day anyway. See, that's the thing. And I hate to take things off the track. We could do this show so well if there wasn't weird fucking problems that pop up. And last minute bullshit and, yeah. We have no problem. Anyway, I do want to talk about next week.
We got a busy week coming up.
Yeah, and look, it's because it pertains to the next story we're going to talk about.
Ooh.
But I am trying to get a confirmation from the Mayor of McAllen, Texas, to call in.
Didn't he tell President Trump to do something today?
I don't know. I actually haven't been that informed on the news today, to be honest. But I do know when I first started communications with him, I know Fox News and Trump were all going down to McAllen, and I thought, isn't that weird that they aren't talking to the mayor? Like, nothing, he actually is the mayor, and no one's talking to him. So I thought, maybe we can get a hold of him. And
I'm pretty sure that's a direct quote.
Apparently, he said, take your border wall and shove it up your ass.
Is that not a great quote? Gee, I wonder who sent you that article.
Yeah, I know. When was that? Today?
Exactly 3 hours ago.
I've been super, super busy at my other
Here's my thing.
place of employment.
I don't care who you are, and I don't care what you stand for, but if you feel so adamantly about something that you would tell the president of a country, take your border and shove it up your ass, I want to be your friend. Automatically. Yeah. Automatically.
Well, I mean, maybe.
You know, I don't even care if it was like Obama and... You tell him to shove it up his ass? Yes! Let's shove everything up that ass.
Yeah, but what if there's, like, aliens coming over?
Shove it up your ass.
Like, you know, like predator aliens, and we had a wall that could stop predator aliens.
Something that looks like a Jamaican with a vagina on their face?
Dude,
I could be all about that.
Do not fuck with predator. That shit ain't even... There's 3 things in life I'm terrified of.
Vaginas?
Yes, vagina.
Jamaicans and predator.
You know, it's actually pretty fair on the first one. But no, the apex predator, that is the crocodile.
Oh, my God.
Do not fuck with... They've lived for millions of years and haven't changed. Do you know why? Because they were made perfect. That's why. Every other animal, every other being has changed over these years. Not a crocodile.
You're so fucking weird.
The predator... It's got to also be on that list because no one can stop the predator. Tried, doesn't work.
You're not wrong.
I'm saying if we had a wall that could stop the predator, predators were coming, build that fucking wall. That's all I'm saying. But no, I do want to talk to him because I did catch a little bit of what happened today. And the weird thing, I guess, about it is Trump will not admit that he's going to declare an emergency or declare
it's a minor emergency.
Yeah.
He didn't get his way and they can't find his pacifier.
Well, so here's the thing. He's trying to use the wrong statistics. And he could do it. But I think he knows the difference. All right? So, like, I was listening to Hannity on the way here.
I'm sorry.
I always do. And he had the interview with Trump, and he said, you know, they were talking about, well, we all know that 90% of all heroin comes in through the southern border. But no, that's not true. And the thing is, I don't think Trump really believes that either.
I
He
hope
can't.
not. No, legally, there's proof that no, it doesn't.
Even legally, I mean, we have Homeland Security data, we have CDC data, I mean, it comes into the ports of call. We know that. Everyone knows that.
True story. That's where your wife came in.
She was here. She's a native. She's an indigenous.
Indigenous.
But like fentanyl is another one. All the fentanyl is coming into the border. No, it's not. Even Trump was saying that he was talking to China about not making fentanyl anymore.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. So there's this big story about how bad McAllen, Texas is, and they're in this state of emergency, and holy shit. So that got me looking into McAllen, Texas the last couple of days. And McAllen, Texas is pretty chill, pretty laid back area. Contacted a few people indirectly. They're just regular citizens, so I'm not going to mess with them. But they've all said no problem with McAllen. I mean, I asked like, is there a lot of murders, a lot of rapes, a lot of gang members? Every one of them, nope. No.
Maybe he's lying.
And this is the area, which one, who?
Everybody.
And this is the area in which we're like really worried about a border wall that we don't need. And yeah.
You know, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you want a border wall, I really don't, but okay. If you want more protection on the southern border, I get it.
That I totally get.
I don't get why we're going to protect Louisiana, Arkansas, Georgia, and Florida. You know what? There's a state, a pretty beach, and the fucking ocean. You're seriously this, and I don't think a lot of people get that. You're right. It does start in California and protect. You know, that's the Mexican border.
Yeah.
Where the fuck does it come into Louisiana?
Right.
I've been down there. Do you know what's down there? New Orleans.
Yeah.
Do you know what's on the other side of New Orleans? The fucking Gulf of Mexico.
No. That's not true.
It is the Gulf.
Okay, so about 8 years ago, there's these fake pictures. So this thing happened, and everyone was making such a big deal about it. It was a hurricane.
Oh, Katrina?
Yeah.
It was a small one.
Well, but see, here's the thing. There was doctored photos where it looks like it's water pouring in and destroying the stadium and destroying the levee and all that stuff. Those were all fake. That was Trump, actually Bush propaganda, because he's in line with Obama and all them as well. Do you know what that really was?
Lake Pontchartrain.
Mexicans.
Oh, fucking God.
It was all Mexican. That was not water that you saw. It's like that movie World War Z, but Mexicans.
I had something in my mouth, and I almost choked on it. Can you
I was
not do
really hoping you would.
See, now I just picture World War Z and a bunch of fucking Mexicans.
Like sombreros and just like running over. Fixing shit as they're breaking it.
I come back. Pedro's coming. He got it. Oh, Jesus.
Trying to hawk you fucking tacos out of their truck. No, it's all right. You're not wearing gloves. I'm good. Salmonella is real. Yeah, no, I mean, look, the whole border thing is just so the wall, and there was released pictures. I think is really funny because there's a steel. Now he's calling it a barrier. By the way, he's not calling it the wall.
Ooh,
which I don't know what. Yeah, something's changing on that. Which I think that's kind of interesting. But so they've talked. He's talked about the steel barrier. So in March of last year, he went to San Diego. And he went to San Diego because they're working on this steel barrier, right?
Well, you got to do something. Them damn Mexicans are everywhere.
Right, but okay, hear me out here. So they released pictures that were doctored. They released the undoctored pictures of the tests that were done on this steel barrier. So a simple $10 hacksaw cut through the steel barrier. Yeah. So his amazing work that he's done, a simple hacksaw will just cut right through it. let alone if you punted like a really fat Mexican into the wall. Like, if you want Angry Birds on the wall, that shit would be done.
I don't want to say it, but I picture certain, and you could probably picture the same ones, certain Mexicans be like, okay, come on, Paco, push me hard.
I live next to one. Yes, I know exactly.
Fucking Mexicans, they're coming. They're going to take your jobs, take your wives.
Which, by the way, we need more people. We need more people in the workforce. I mean, that's just a small... But it's just not true. Like, and part of it, that's like where I get into the religion shit and all those conversations where I'm like, can we just be honest? Like, just be honest about shit. Are you really afraid? Like, do you really, really think that, the MS-13 is the worst problem we need to worry about? Do you really think the southern border is the most dangerous border we have?
No, I don't.
Well, I know you don't, but I'm talking about the people who are in favor of it.
I am
like,
just
where did
amazed.
the people who did 9/11 come from? That was the fucking northern border. Where do most drugs actually come from? The northern border, because it's easier to get access to. And I take that back. Most of them are ports of call. I said that before, but I'm saying if you were to which border has more drugs crossing it, it's the northern border. And I fucking love Canada. I don't want to put a wall up. I like those guys. Play shitty football, but still good guys. I just don't like. So I just want to be honest about what is this? What is your point with this? Not to mention the fact that the argument that I think will always hold up is, well, they're just gonna go under.
They will.
They're gonna go in an airplane.
Have you guys seen these tunnels? Like, come finish my basement.
Right? You looked at what El Chapo does. Amazing work. Not to mention, it's this idea of like these illegal immigrants coming in, right?
You know, and I get
but
it.
That's why they have the checkpoints, but they're freaking out about the checkpoints.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, hold on, listener. We have a listener. He's so full of shit.
Call in.
I do. And I want you to call in so bad right now. Please, for the love of God, just...
You have to keep it under 20 minutes, so we got a guest.
Yeah, you're important, but you're not that important.
You're not Dougie.
So, Chris here, listener, Chris says, it's not that I hate Mexicans. I just hate that they're taking our jobs. Listen, Chris, Paco doesn't speak English. Kind of has a bad arm. He maybe limps. He just got off a truck. He's not taking your jobs. And if he is, you're fucking pathetic. Well,
and I want to know, like, that's why I want to have the conversation in person because, like, look, what jobs are they taking that you want?
Are they choking people in the showers? Because, I mean, if you want to choke me in the shower, you can.
Not to mention we openly have a lot of manufacturing that has open jobs.
Exactly.
That actually needs a workforce. Our economy, which it's wavering at the moment, and I will give you that it's super volatile, and I don't trust it. But at the moment, we do have a lot. Like 7,800 people came here, right? Now let's just. I'm going to actually be fair on this, more than fair, and I'm going to say 2,000 were kids. Which honestly, I think more than 2,000 were kids.
I think it's more.
Let's say 5,800 jobs is what we would have to create. If our economy cannot create that, plus the current standard that we need to create jobs, we are done. We shouldn't even have a country anymore because we fucked it up too bad. That's only 10,000 jobs. That's not a crazy amount of jobs.
It is not a crazy amount of jobs.
And here's the thing. Because we have. Like, that's what they're not telling you or that's what you're not looking into. We do have those jobs.
I want to be has a job fair going on for 6,000 jobs.
Well, and I want to be more honest about it. Let's say all 8,000 people, right? All need a job. You don't want them to have jobs. Okay, fair point. But and that's your only issue. Wouldn't you be more angry at the big corporations who are actively moving jobs out of this country? Wouldn't that be more of a concern to you?
You should be.
Let's talk about Harley Davidson, the car companies. Why don't we talk about the fact that coal got all that money and is still yet to create jobs like they said they would? And people forget about coal. Remember beautiful, clean burning coal? Yeah, nothing happened with it. We gave them a lot of subsidies. They still kept the same amount of workforce because they weren't going to grow, and they fucking knew that. But let's talk about all of those. Why are you punching down when you should be punching up? If that is your only concern, there's way more corporations that you should be angry with, that you should be riling against. Ones that, in fact, Trump supports and backs and helps and gives tax cuts. They're taking way more jobs than immigrants.
Exactly.
And those are the jobs, by the way, that you earned, that us Americans earned.
You would think that people would understand, but they don't.
I think sometimes you just got to look at it from a different perspective, too. You know? I mean, I forget, is it Ford or which one shut down the 7 plants?
Oh, that was
in North America.
Chevy.
Yeah.
To move them where it's more affordable to... And I can't blame a company who is wanting to have affordable parts shipped out and to ship vehicles out. You know, to help them stay in business, they have to go where it's cheaper. I
disagree, though, because there's a point in time when you don't have to make that much money anymore. It's not like they were just barely ahead. Like, they had the best year on record the year before.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm not going to fault them for moving their companies so they can keep it with the... I won't fault them.
See, I will. I don't consider them an American country or a company anymore.
They're not American?
They're not an American company. If they outsource jobs or they get their supplies from somewhere else, they're creating jobs somewhere else, they're not they don't have that right to call themselves American because they're not helping America. Like iPhone, everyone fucking loves Apple.
Right.
Apple barely creates jobs here in America. China, tons of jobs. Blame Apple. Stop buying the iPhone. Like... Punch up. Stop punching down. Punching somebody with no power is not going to help you. Because they don't have any power to give you. They don't have any power for you to fight away from. But Tim Cook at Apple, yeah, he's got a lot of power. I mean...
You're not wrong.
Amazon, I don't care who... And like, you can go look up both ways at this topic and say... Rather it be a liberal company like Amazon, they're douchebags too. Pretty
much. Or if you can't pay your people a living wage,
and you have to, and the best way that you're gaining money is by free shipping through our postal service that we pay in taxes. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Right?
You know, I mean, call them out. Call all these other people. Think about the jobs that would create. Instead of blaming 7,000, 8,000 people.
That's a true story.
You know, yeah, I mean, that one move with Chevy was 20,000 jobs. But, Harley. Everyone loves Harley. 15,000 jobs. By the way, I assume you're still listening, you, me, everyone else, just gave them a giant tax cut. We just handed them a fuck ton of corporate welfare money. Said, here's your money. And they said, okay, thank you. Oh, and fuck you. We're closing plants down in America. We're taking this and our jobs. Thank you for your welfare. We're out. Oh, by the way, as we leave, a final note, we're also falsely inflating the market, so it's going to crash really bad.
Well, and can we talk?
we attack these poverty-stricken people who have no fucking power.
And that's who I think we should talk about, because you mentioned we did give a lot of welfare to Harley Davidson and Chevy, which was ridiculous.
Every large company, big business we have, when we should be giving more to small business and individuals.
So, and that's been a lot of complaints from our listeners during the shutdown is this move is going to help people. And this is where I think that they're wrong.
What move?
As of right now, everybody is excited that welfare recipients aren't receiving any money. You guys are wrong.
That's not true yet, by the way.
And I'm going to tell you why.
I mean, they're still receiving money.
They are. They are still receiving money. But this is what I think you guys should understand. SSI, disability payments, and some veteran payments. Not all, so don't quote me on that. But some are on year-long contracts. So they're going to get paid all year round. And for those of you who think, oh, why do they deserve it? Disability is like the comatose woman who was raped and just had a baby. Even though she's in a hospital.
That baby's on disability?
Yes.
Fuck that baby. That baby needs a job.
I'm sick and tired of that baby. So yeah. So you may think that that's a good thing. They're going to get paid all year round. So suck it. Now, your SNAP and WIC benefits, here's where it gets a little wonky. So we pay about $6 billion a month because this is a service for people. And in the state of Kansas, to be eligible, if you are a pregnant woman, you are considered a one-person home. So you need to make less than.
What, like your womb is a one-person home?
No, they don't count the baby until the baby is actually born.
Oh, okay. Well, you said if you're a pregnant woman.
It's considered a one-person income.
Gotcha.
So you need to make below $860 a month to receive WIC, SNAP, or TANF.
I think, and I don't want to misquote here, but I think WIC is easier than that to obtain.
No,
but I know
just
SNAP is
looked it
really
up.
hard.
But yeah, it's $864.
Really?
So after you have that baby,
Because you don't really get shit with WIC. Like WIC helps you out because the formula is so.
Formula.
And here's the thing about that. Like before you continue, they actually purposely price formula so expensive because they know it's going to be a government write-off.
Exactly. And I don't think people.
So
get
by
that.
outpricing people, that's fucking horrible.
So, and this is where when people are like, okay, but now she has a baby. So they add $150 per person. That is it. So you're talking a 4-person income. You need to make less than $2,000 a month. That's most people in the world. Even people that are working, you have to meet the minimum. But they have decided, because a lot of you want these cut, we spend about $6 billion on that a month. Next month, that drops to $4 billion. So a lot of people are going to lose out. And then in March, it drops down to 1.
Can we go into something else, too, a little bit? I'm tired of them saying Social Security is an entitlement.
You paid that.
Yeah.
Like you're personally paying your Social Security. So when you're ready to retire, I hope you enjoyed the fact that you guys all gave that
right.
away.
Are you gonna be happy when you retire? Are you happy when are you happy to hear that your grandma's gonna have $100-$200 less on a limited income as is? Does that make you happy? Or is that where you want your taxes to go? Because I feel like that's where we want our taxes. That's where I want my taxes to go.
Yeah, please.
Like I want my grandma to be able to still survive and not worry about food. I'm sorry, she worked for 50 fucking years of her life. You know what I mean?
We all deserve this.
And again, it's not an entitlement.
No.
We paid into this all of this time. Now, if your system is fucked up, that's whatever. But I'm still not blaming the victim on this. I'm blaming the system. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, and this victim shaming of, well, that's an entitlement. No, it's not an entitlement. Entitlement is not something you paid into. And, you get on disability, you get on any of these other situations, it's easy. It's one of those funny things that until it affects you, you don't care about and you complain about.
And that right there is my point. It does not affect you until it hurts you.
Until it does. And then you're very upset. But one thing I want to say before we ever call in, what happened to the right wing as far in conservatives? When did they become such big fans of big government?
I don't know, but I really think, because today I chatted with someone, and I think we're going to have her as a guest. I found a woman who was diagnosed last month with stage 4 breast cancer. Now, stage 4 cancer, you have a 20% chance of survival. That's it. This is the end. It's breast cancer in both breasts.
Right.
She has 2 boys, 14 and 8, who are diagnosed at the high end of autism. That's not pretty. Her husband left her 6 months ago. She is completely dependent on
Yeah, what are you
SNAP.
supposed to do? How are you supposed to work?
Today she was told she should just die because they're tired of her living off of the government.
And you know what's funny is a lot of these people that say that have lived off the government before. And
So
if they
I'm really
haven't, they
hoping
will in the future. But no,
we can
I
get
just...
her as a guest because I don't think the other side gets it.
Nah, they don't, and they still won't.
She voted for Trump.
'Cause it won't
she
affect
wanted
them.
this, and now this is affecting her.
And now she's like, oh, shit, that's the wrong thing to do.
So I think she'd be a great guest.
We should actually care about people. But no, I want to just, like, with the wall, quickly. Like, why are conservatives now a big fan of big military, big government, coming into people's personal property and taking it to put up this wall?
Which is new, isn't it?
Like, it's really, really weird. I remember Jade Helm. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And people were all freaked out because the government took some area and they said, "Oh, they're doing this secret military coup. It's horrible." And it was, of course, under Obama, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. But the conservatives were all super pissed off about it. I looked into it at that time. I'm like, who cares? The government just came in there. They took this plot of land from a rancher or somebody.
Now you have the other side where I have guns. I have my stuff. I'm waiting for the call.
But yeah, well, but now we literally, what Trump is asking is he wants to take a fuck ton of people's land to build this barrier. And they're all for it. They're like, yeah, the government should take our stuff. What?
Well, and
when did that happen?
When it was Obama as president, this was our land. We do not believe in eminent domain. And these people started hoarding guns, and now they're waiting for the call, and we will go out and fight for Trump.
You remember with the Bundy family, the ranchers? Mm. That was there was a big standoff because the government was taking land. Now they're voting for it. Now let's do it. Now they're not taking checks for it. They're in favor of it. That makes no sense to me.
People think this through.
That's where I don't understand, like, both sides of it, by the way. Because, like liberals, I can't stand a good chunk of them because they'll sit there and, the NFL players are kneeling and they'll say, free speech, free speech. And then you have, like, Jordan Peterson who wants to come talk about his rhetoric. And they're like, it's hate speech. Hate speech isn't free. No, all fucking speech is free speech. I'm sorry. Don't care. Like, if you want to sit there and yell the N-word on a corner.
Go for it.
I'm fine. I'm not going to say you can't do that. Now, when you get shot, stabbed, raped, whatever, you had it coming. You're a dick. But it's free speech. Watch with their blanket.
I was cold.
It's not even that bad down here. But no, it's just the wishy-washiness of people.
I do. I will forever stand up for your freedom of speech. I support you saying whatever you want, but you're not free of the repercussions of what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's like that's the same thing that we're dealing with now with eminent
domain.
Yes. Sorry. Me pay attention to something else now.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, like, oh yeah, no, big government, that's scary, it's terrifying, they're taking all of our stuff. Well, when Trump wants to do it for this, then it's okay. I don't know, it's just not principled. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't know. I'm not saying you can't change, you can't evolve your opinions on certain things, but it can't always be just when it's in your favor. Well, do you know how much I hate...
It's not in your favor.
Well, and you know how much I hate saying that the KKK should be able to have protests? That hurts. I mean, I'm not a fan of the KKK. I am not a fan of Jordan Peterson or...
He has a cape on.
Tucker Carlson or any of them. I'm not a fan of them giving out their rhetoric. Actually, I don't mind Tucker Carlson, to be honest. But you know what I'm saying, though. Going to college campuses and speaking. I actually, I hate the fact that there's people that can't do that. I think that's ridiculous. But it still hurts me to say that. You want to get the head of the KKK to speak somewhere. I'm not a fan of his. It hurts me. But it's still a principle that I have. And I don't know. It's just it's weird how you see these like people who are torn on their own principles just because I don't know. Like some guy comes into the office and now everything changes. I'm cool with like men stepping out on their wives. Let's not make a big deal about it. Clinton, we still mock him for it.
which is crazy.
But let's not say shit about Trump doing it.
By God, Michelle Obama wore a sleeveless dress and looked like a hoe.
Yeah, let's talk about that all day. Yeah, I'm still surprised that, number one, Trump never denied the whole snorting Adderall thing.
No, he didn't.
And no one made a big deal about it. He's like, it's Trump. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
We all have a past. Just forget about it.
How many passes, though, do we give one person?
Trump, our Lord and God.
Right? It seems a little repugnant. And I don't know. It's just they just give him all these passes all the time. Well. You know, I mean, and how many times, and I know we didn't do this show, but I bashed on Obama for...
You did.
For his drone strikes. Like, he's just fucking killing people. He's a brutal man. Just, it's brown, shoot it. I mean, if anyone was anti-Muslim, like, it was funny because they're calling him a Muslim, but if anyone was really anti-Muslim, it was Obama, yeah.
Well, and I don't get that because he did. He bombed the shit. He killed out tons. What's the difference between the brown people, though? I mean...
To Obama, there is no difference. They're all targets.
So shouldn't they like Trump? Because everybody hates brown people.
You know what's interesting about that, though? Fox News never covered Obama's multiple drone strikes.
They hated him.
Because they would think that their fans would be in favor of that, and they didn't want people to know that he was doing something that they would be in favor of.
That's interesting that you brought that up.
Because there was a day when we literally, like the military, had to let I can't remember. It was one of the generals, but they let the general know, we're out of missiles for the drones. We're literally out of missiles. That day was the day that Fox News reported on Obama putting mustard on his hamburger or hot dog or whatever.
Which is amazing because Fox News, it was reported just about 2 hours ago. So it's kind of breaking news. Fox News is wanting to sue CNN. Kind of like CNN, so feel bad for them.
I mean, I don't, but...
A San Diego station is claiming that a CNN reporter was there at their station using their equipment, trying to get a job done, and he asked several people. Now remember, this is Fox News, a Fox News affiliate station.
Right.
How people felt about the wall and about Trump. And according to Fox News, everybody was in favor of the wall and in favor of Trump, and CNN is refusing to do the story because it makes Trump look good. Which sounds weird because I've seen CNN report...
They report all sorts of
everything.
Stuff. Yeah,
because isn't that their name?
Well, in fact, you know what? I don't know how often... Actually, they do go to great lengths to make Trump look bad.
So when asked about it, the CEO of CNN said, it's a non-story, that's not true, and it's not really what happened.
Now, see, that's a more favorable point, that it's a non-story. Because, wow, shocker, everyone at Fox News is in favor of Trump. That's not a story.
And then he continues to say, if Fox News wants us to release the story, we can. But it does not make them look good.
Yeah.
So
no, that's
I'm really
weird
kind of
pandering.
Interested to see how this plays out between CNN and Fox because they're both.
It's a weird fucking. They won't report that we like this guy. So like that's not. As you just said, I would think a breaking story would be the 13-year-old, 14-year-old that was just discovered in a wall.
CNN and Fox are fighting.
I don't know.
Again.
Trump is down in McAllen, Texas. I mean, there's some breaking news. The fact that Fox likes Trump is not really breaking news. I mean, that's literally like your butthole's brown. Like, no, really?
When did that happen? I just fucking bleached it. Nuh-uh.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Thanks, Fox News.
I mean, there again, I will say the CNN does go out of its way to make Trump look bad. And I mean, and they go out of their way to make the progressives look bad too. So, I mean, I don't know how many times I'm watching CNN and they have like Ocasio-Cortez or Bernie Sanders on, and I'm just like, oh, fuck you, you asshole. Speak right. You know that's bullshit.
If she would quit dancing and being so cute, maybe we would stop reporting on her.
Yeah, well, we don't need another girl who knows who has all these solutions and is super ambitious.
My
No,
favorite
we need
thing
an old lady who has been
when
in the
people-
public eye since 1970 fucking 2.
It's a beautiful, and it's a gorgeous picture. It's AOC's professional picture where she's sitting at the desk, her hands are on it, and she's wearing a suit. And the title says, "We don't need this young trash to tell us what to do."
Yeah. No.
Okay, but she's not that young.
And she's 28.
She's not trash. But yet, you know what? Let's have
Let's have Hillary Clinton, who's
Right.
fucking scammed people out of money. A lot of people out of money.
Trump naked on a. Oh wait, I have that picture. Never mind.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, yeah, you want to, talk about trash people. I mean, Melania Trump and Hillary Clinton. That Nancy Pelosi, who takes all this money from fucking scumbags. But AOC, who takes no money from anyone and is just doing this for the betterment of the people. Nah, fuck her. We don't want her. Or we don't want Richard Ojeda, a guy who served in the military and fights for a better world. Nah, fuck
that.
him.
We don't need that.
That's trash. We want money. We want old money. When's your friend Dougie calling in, by the way?
I was hoping he'd call in soon.
I'm getting...
It has been petitioned by the court in Denver, Colorado. Have you seen this?
No.
They are going to be the first U.S. city to decriminalize magic mushrooms.
I don't know how I feel about that.
God, the shit you see on mushrooms.
No, see, here's my issue, like, real quick. Have you heard the Bird Box Challenge?
You know how many people died so far because of the Bird Box Challenge?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone has died.
I think 2.
But, I mean...
And the person that died, and I think they died today.
No, that person didn't die. If you're talking about the car accident.
They didn't die? Oh, thank
No.
God.
But it's... My point is people are stupid. People are really dumb.
How, and I'm sorry, so this is what happened. The person got in a car wreck because...
No, hold on. Let's go back a little bit further. And Bird Box is this movie on Netflix. It's a horror film. I haven't seen it. But where apparently everyone has to have a blindfold on because if they see an alien, the alien will show them their worst fear.
It's not, we don't even know what it is. It's some entity. If you see it, it convinces you to kill yourself.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But so the entire movie, everyone's wearing blindfolds. So somebody had the idea of a Bird Box Challenge to go through your entire day with a blindfold on. Logan Paul from YouTube fame was the first one who drove a car.
Which is fucking stupid.
Ran across a busy road and did all this. And let's be honest here. It's Logan Paul, right? Rich kid, YouTuber. He probably had a fake blindfold. But people are dumb and didn't think about that. And they probably used real blindfolds. And we've already had 3 car accidents.
Well, and how do you explain that to your parents, your insurance company? Yeah, so it's like the baby shark challenge when the chick ran over her own leg.
Huh?
A woman had decided to do the baby shark challenge.
I don't know. Look, I don't know a lot of this stuff. Like I'm a 35-year-old old man. Like,
so it's a kid's song. It goes baby shark doot doot, and what you do is you put your car in drive, and you go down a highway or a long stretch, and you get out and you do the shark dance as your car is moving.
Okay.
And she fell and ran over her own leg.
What a moron.
And somebody was videotaping in the passenger seats. But come on. You're fucking retarded.
I'm in favor of Darwinism in that. Like, really.
Well, and what I don't think people get is in the movie, because I've seen the movie, they cover windows. So in a house or building, they don't have blindfolds on. There's no blindfolds. So when you're telling me you're driving vehicles or walking around outside, I'm picturing you dying slowly in a stupid way.
Right?
And I don't feel bad for you at all. I don't feel bad for any injuries you caused. I feel bad if you've hurt other people. But come on. Seriously, you're driving down highways with a blindfold now.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
this is why people say they hate white people. This is what you guys do. I don't get it. But you know what? More power to you.
Who knows? Again, I think it like boggles some people's mind that someone would use, I don't know, like a fake blindfold. Like, I'm sure a lot of people thought that Logan Paul and some of these other people who are doing it were being legit about it. I don't know. It just seems ridiculous that they would do that. Anyway, we've got to take a break before it gets too long. If comedian Dougie calls in, then he's just going to have to talk to us before he talks to you wonderful people. Anyway, guys, we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
The Humane Society again. Those people depress me.
How did the Humane Society depress you?
Because a lot of the time, their commercials start off with, and they're like, do you want us to kill this puppy? You should come adopt.
Please do. Just kill that stupid thing. Get it at him. Like, that's was Sarah McLachlan? Was that her? That the video?
God, I hated that.
Oh, fuck. And it's like, oh, you're supposed to be so sad. And you're, oh. Like, I'm now
Every time I hear that song, I'm like, not today, bitch, and turn the channel.
I am so cynical anymore. I'm like, oh, fuck you, stupid. If you were a good dog, you wouldn't be standing there with your eyes all fucking watery, looking like you were one of the characters from Of Mice and Men.
Oh, fuck. You're horrible.
Get your stupid dog face off my TV. I don't have time for you.
So I was just sent an article, and I think we should open with it because we do get a lot of questions about our past shows and past things we've talked about. It has been confirmed by People magazine, which I know a lot of people don't prefer them. But People did send out an article today that the woman who was in a vegetative state and was raped and then gave birth on December 29th, it has been determined from Maricopa County Superior Court that this woman has been living at this nursing facility for the last 27 years.
Ew, what?
Yes, she's lived there since she was 3. Exactly.
What woman?
The woman that was in a coma.
Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah.
She's been in a coma since she was 3?
No.
She just lived there? What did we discover? Was this owned by Bill Clinton?
Shut up. So this woman, it has been determined she is a Native American, and she suffers from quadriplegia, recurrent pneumonia, and she has a seizure disorder, which we talked about how she did drown 14 years ago. And that's what started the coma, was that she did legally die, but was brought back.
Oh, I thought maybe she lived there. Like,
she did.
The drowning happened there.
Yes.
Oh, it did?
Yes.
Forcibly?
Apparently, when she was between the ages of 2 and 3, her birth mother legally signed her over to the state facility because she had a seizure disorder, and the mother was a single parent and did not feel like she could take proper care of this child.
Shouldn't she have went to like a group home, orphanage?
But where would you send your sick child? And it's been
where
determined.
Would I?
Yes.
The back of McDonald's. There's a big dumpster back there.
Oh, fucking Christ, Jay.
But I mean, like, look, I'm saying, shouldn't the old age home, don't they put them somewhere else? Like, you can't just have like a 3-year-old running around with a bunch of old people.
Well, and did you listen to what I said?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said that she lived there from the time that she was 3. Then apparently at some point she left.
No.
Then she had to drown. Then she was drowned.
Listen to my words.
Okay.
Her birth mother signed her into the treatment center between the ages of 2 and 3 because she suffers from a form of quadriplegia. She cannot walk very good. She has recurrent pneumonia, so she has a lung disorder. And she has a seizure disorder. So at some point, 14 years ago, she was not watched carefully enough, and she drowned in a pool in their facility. Why are you raising your hand? There's nobody here.
Okay,
Jesus
so
Christ.
question. You know, like sometimes when you're trying to make up a decision or something, and then people will say like God will give you a sign. Do you ever think God was like just flashing a giant sign about this child?
So, and this is where it gets interesting. So in 2009, it was determined that the woman's biological father felt like the biological mother was not paying attention to the child in a nursing home. So the court signed over all legal rights to the biological father.
No one wanted it, to be honest. I mean, like, I'm just being real. Like, who wants the rights to all that?
Exactly. And now, I'm sorry, if you drowned a patient, wouldn't you change facilities? Like, hey.
Well, did they? But I mean, they didn't drown her, did they? I mean,
she just drowned in their pool.
Yeah.
Like, I would have changed facilities.
Would you?
I would. Like, obviously you weren't watching her close enough because she about drowned.
Wouldn't part of you go, ah, shit, so close. So close. I'm just being honest here. Like, okay, I take it your grandparents probably were together for a long time, right?
Yes.
I remember my grandparents were married for, I think, close to like 60 years. It was incredibly long. My grandma, after my grandpa passed, she of course was shooken and whatever, and we talked, whatever. But I will never forget that she said to me, and I quote you, she was like, forever, Jay, he just wouldn't die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
a
like
lot of people feel that way, especially when, well, like when my grandpa
health
was
problems.
sick.
My mom now about my dad is like, she'll come to me, Zach, or Jay, there's always something wrong with him. And my dad's only 65. Like, he's not there yet. He does have all these problems. I mean, not like a fuck ton of problems. He's like, I mean, yeah, he
when your
works
dad
out.
dies, I'm really going to question you and your mom.
He works out in his shop and everything. But I'm just saying, like, so if you had this quadriplegic seizure disordered thing.
It does talk about how until she was in the coma, she really did not meet brain function past the age of 5.
So also mentally disabled.
Exactly.
You're paying these bills on her.
So it has also been discovered.
I shouldn't have said it. I'm just saying.
Okay, I know what you're saying. From Maricopa County, because they are now, which, once again, even though they are releasing a lot of these medical records, the facility did not let anybody know for 7 days about an infant child. Let's be honest.
Okay, that's a little fun. Look, I'm not saying the facility isn't without some sort of guilt or problems.
So what the facility is saying is that on April 16th, they do their annual yearly exam on all their patients. That was the yearly exam was on the 16th of 2018. And then it was discovered on April 30th, one of the doctors at the facility requested this patient go back and get another physical exam. And now it is exactly 8 months later that she was determined that she had a child. According to these
that child is now Tim Tebow.
These 2 exams were within 2 weeks of each other. She was not pregnant at that time. Explain to me, if you get a yearly exam on April 16th, why would you go back and get another exam?
I don't know, maybe something's wrong.
So, yeah, I mean,
look, I don't know. I'm torn on this story. I think part of the reason why I'm so torn on this story is one of it is, and it really comes down to, I'm misheard a lot, right? And I'm misunderstood. And I arguably speak my mind a little too much.
You do, because you never shut up and listen.
But my thing, like, in a way, is who cares? Like, that's where I kind of keep coming back to. It's like, but again, like I said, when I want to sit people down and say, let's just real talk here. Like, this real talk, I mean, If you were the doctor, let's say you're the doctor going through all of these people, you're doing yearly exams on them, right?
Yes.
How much time would you really spend with this woman?
You're not wrong. Like, not much.
And that's you as the doctor.
I
But
know.
you've got a line full of, you got tuberculosis ahead of you. You got
Tuberculosis.
cracked rib, fucking,
Shits himself. My God.
you got, on my third hip old lady. You got all these other people, and then you got,
Sleepy.
yeah. You're
We're
good.
going to hell for that.
She hasn't moved. She's still breathing. She's fine. All right, let's move on.
I think that
like,
the
who's
reason
expecting
this
her to get
case
pregnant?
is really, and that's why, because technically she's in a coma, and she gave birth. And
I'm surprised. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't pull the feeding tube.
you're not. Well, and here's my biggest issue, and this is why I want this story to stay current for this
Oh
one
my
reason.
God! Wait,
What?
did they release her name?
No.
Is it Terry Schiavo?
No, she died years ago.
Did we discover something?
Fucking Christ. Would that not be amazing if it was
They
Terry
just-
Schiavo?
They just moved her.
Ah, joke's on you, bitches. And this is why I think it should stay current, because as I've kept saying, it's a rape.
Yeah.
No
Okay. That.
news center
yeah.
has yet called it a rape. And I mean, I get it. Technically, she didn't say no. But technically, she doesn't say anything.
You know what, though? The fact that you call it a rape makes some of my jokes about it just horrible. So I don't appreciate you throwing me under the bus. No, but you're 100% right. Yeah, it is without a doubt a rape.
Because, I mean, what else would it be? Also, new story going
Coma
around.
fun?
Coma fun. Fucking. This is why we're going to hell. You understand that, right? So, it has been discovered that there is a hospital in San Francisco called Zuckerberg.
Why do you like talking about hospitals and bad stuff so much?
Because apparently I'm the angel of death. That's why.
I was hoping you'd talk about the Canadian scientist who.
Would you like to talk about him now?
I would. No, you go ahead. Go ahead with your hospital story.
You're such a dickhead.
No, it just.
I want you to know when I write up a little paragraph about what this was, I'm going to title it Jay being a dick.
But at least he was here.
Jay was here, but he was a dick. Cody's dead. So in San Francisco, there is a hospital called Zuckerberg San Francisco General. I'm not kidding.
Is it for autistic people?
And that's why we're going to get kicked off Facebook right there. I want you to know.
Hey, they already put me in Facebook jail. Let's be honest. Let's look at him, though.
So this hospital was considered San Francisco General before, but Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, who the hospital is now named after, had donated. I want to make sure it's correct because it was a serious amount of money.
And it was even numbers.
Can you shut up? My God, why are you like this? Who hurt you?
Apparently, Mark Zuckerberg.
Is it because he put you in jail?
I'm just saying that, I heard the address was 205, and now it's 206. There's an issue with the height, how many floors that the hospital had. He destroyed one.
$75 million. So, yes, it's straight zeros.
Oh, no. At 75, he's going to flip out. He's going to start screaming at a wall for 5 minutes.
We're going to get kicked off a lot of things because of you. Okay, people, quit texting me.
When a window closes, a door opens or something like that. So, look, we'll be picked up. I'm sure like CRTV and some of your alt-right people will pick us up. Like, we don't want to hear the politics, but make fun of disabled people more.
Can we talk about raping the comatose woman? Because apparently that was a hit on our show, and I don't know why. And it wasn't just like the left side, it was everybody.
People like molesting the non-responsive. It's good times, apparently.
San Francisco General received $75 million in a gift from Mark Zuckerberg about 10 years ago. So in honor of that gift, they renamed it Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital, which to me sounds like a fucking retarded name because who wants to write that out? So...
By the way, can I just make one slight comment?
You haven't shut up yet.
No, okay. I just wanted to say this. What I have said, right? Like if you... The social justice warriors on the left side, they'll laugh at my jokes. But the fact that you just said a retarded name is more offensive. And I'm the one who's actually throwing out jokes.
I know. I said retarded again.
Fucked up.
And they're going to get pissed.
You fucked up.
I did. So, and this is what is... And it starts out as a good story. This hospital was the hospital that Mark Zuckerberg's girlfriend at the time, who he did marry, she was sick. She had pneumonia. This was the hospital they went to. And he was so impressed with the care and so enamored with how well they were taken, he has gifted this hospital $75 million every year. And I think that's great.
Jesus Christ.
The ER has the state-of-the-art equipment. It has a fully functioning 50 beds. They have a complete ambulance system. They're able to do new things. I mean, it's an amazingly well-thought-out hospital.
And it's awesome, yeah.
So, I mean, and I will give him that credit. This is why
do I feel like it's turning dark, though?
It is. And this is where it takes the dark turn.
He wanted all that money back at once.
Because, as I just received the message, this hospital blows. They should sue Mark Zuckerberg. This is all Mark Zuckerberg has done. And that's part of it. That's it. That's all it has to deal with.
So he's done. He's out of the story.
And he still has given the yearly
But
donation.
he gives the money, right, okay.
They had their baby there. They love the hospital. That's it. So, last year, Nina Dang, an Asian 24-year-old woman who lives in San Francisco, on April 3rd, she was riding her bike because in San Francisco, not everybody has a vehicle.
Well, and that's how a lot of people get around.
It is.
Yeah.
Sadly, like, it happens. Her bike was hit by a car.
Oh.
The first hospital the closest hospital was, I can't even say it and look at you, was Zuckerberg.
Because I thought of a joke that I'm not going to say.
Shut up. And so the ambulance decided, we're taking you here. Now, she was just hit by a car. She had bruised ribs, a broken arm, a fractured leg, and she did have some hemorrhaging going on in her head. It was more than, what am I trying to say? Where did it go?
I don't know.
Exactly. But she was pretty banged up, let's be honest. She did not die, but they're explaining, we're taking you to the closest hospital. It's the Zuckerberg one. She could have cared less at the time.
Right,
and she admitted
yeah.
that. She admits she was not lucid. She admits she was not fully awake, and she was not able to answer basic questions for the first couple of hours. They did find their information in her purse that she kept, so they called her parents. She lived. She's great. When they dismissed her, they did inform her that she would need to continue with their orthopedist because she did break her arm.
And leg, right?
Well, yeah, it was fractured. But sadly, 3 months later, she received a bill for $24,074.50. Now, this is where it gets a little awkward because Nina has Primera Blue Cross insurance through her health provider. So she was under the impression that her bill would be between $3,000 and $4,000. Zuckerberg Hospital does not accept any insurances at all. They have decided, because there are some doctors who do their own private care.
Yeah.
They are a private care pay hospital. Anybody who goes there, your insurance is not accepted. You pay out of pocket. Now, for most people, that's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And this is why this story is important. A lot of the doctors at the hospital feel like this is completely inappropriate. People cannot afford these bills.
No.
They gave Nina 3 months to pay her bill or make 3 separate payments. They have since taken her to court and sued her. She's making monthly payments through the court system. And what she is saying is that she is paying. It's not that she doesn't want to. What this story does is providing, though, this is what is going to happen to more hospitals. Because a lot of hospitals are seeing this is where the money is. You don't have to negotiate with the insurance companies. You don't have to do a lot of things, because then that's what a lot of hospitals do. They negotiate. This is how much this costs.
Yeah.
You take out the middleman and you charge what you want, and it is a requirement to pay it.
I think that's stupid.
So when people are talking about why we should not go to national health care,
right.
What would you do
if
this was our only hospital here? No insurance accepted. By God, I'm taking a 40-minute drive. I hope I don't die.
Which then, by the way, I mean, I think the hospital would have to, if we had national health, if we had a single payer system, they would have to accept that.
They would have to.
Yeah.
Is that not the scariest thing you've ever heard?
And let me just say why I think this is a stupid idea. Because maybe they can do it because they're getting Mark Zuckerberg's money every year.
I am going to let you guys do it because it's been asked by 2 people now. I am sharing the article to Revolution Radio, our Facebook page, so please look it up. I find this completely scary for those of us.
I think it's dumb, though. I mean, because business-wise, you could sue the hospital for the cost of service and goods, and they don't have an insurance for protection. Meaning, why would somebody insure them if they're not going to go through them for the medical insurance as well? Like, it just sounds like there's 2 sides, like, especially in this story, Zuckerberg being one, he should stop giving money. And then the insurance companies shouldn't insure the hospital.
And I do want to say,
which apparently they would have to. Or they would say, hey, we're not going to insure your doctors that work here anymore.
Well, I thought this was just a horrible... I know I've had to take my kids how many times to the ER, so this story really, cuts
twice
home
today.
To me. And it does scare me, because that, to me, is scary. But come on, people. If you had to pay fully out of pocket, what would you do?
Yeah. I'm just saying, business, like, from a business aspect of a hospital, that's a stupid thing to do.
So, yeah.
Like, it wouldn't make sense because, like, there again, like an IV bag. I think you're charged, like, $40 or $50 for just...
it's $62 here in our town.
Okay. But the cost of them is, like, $1.25.
Well, and this is what I was going to say, and this is how I know it's $62, because I did call our hospital and asked a couple of questions, and their billing department was very forthright. Our hospital is trying to work ways around that, we want to do set payment. When you get your bill, this is what you paid for. It'll be like this forever.
Right, they have to itemize it.
And when I reached out to Zuckerberg General, their billing department is now doing the no policy. They are not speaking at all.
And that's my thing, though. You can sue them. You could turn around and sue them for, like, because they get, like, again, it's $1.25.
Yes.
For an IV bag. But they can use the fact that they have to deal with insurance as to why they raise it up that much. Because they can say, oh, well, to give you a shot, it costs us $40 and we would charge you $50. So we're taking some of that from the IV bag money. Like, we're leveling it out. That's all part of it. But this hospital can't do that.
No, it can't.
So they can actually get... I mean, they get sued for price gouging. They could get sued for a lot of things. That seems really stupid.
Is that not the craziest? It's shared. It just posted. Please take your time. Look at it. If you feel the need to call and question, I support this. Things like this frighten me for so many reasons. A $25,000 hospital could bankrupt most people I know.
$400 can bankrupt most people you know. I'm not kidding.
You're not wrong.
Only
it's
like
sad.
45% of the country could handle a $400 emergency.
Which is sad.
Yeah, that's really sad.
So please, talk about your Canadians now. Your snow Mexicans.
No, it's just... Here's what always boggles my mind is when we have something like really cool happen, a story, And
Yeah.
astrophysically speaking, no one gives a shit.
What do you mean?
They're never reported. Well, this summer, there was a weird object that entered our galaxy, and then it
I
took.
thought you were gonna say that entered me, and I was like, "Whoa!"
It took like a really weird trajectory that no one saw happening, and they're like, "That's not from this galaxy."
Okay.
That's really cool because we've had no interaction. And why would it take a weird trajectory? Like, whereas it had to, from reports at the time, it couldn't have been just a rock because that's going to follow gravity. This
Yeah.
came through and then shot off a different direction.
Okay. Keep.
Like, that's possibly
See,
aliens.
That's kind of interesting to me. Yeah.
Right? No one reported on it.
Well,
No one gave a shit. Like,
are aliens real though?
But I think Trump took a dump. You know what I mean? Like,
Trump took massive shit, clogged White House toilets.
let's report on that. It always kind of boggles my mind though. Like, so yesterday, the day before, I believe, a Canadian astrophysicist was using a telescope.
Ooh.
And he heard radio frequencies from a different galaxy.
Is that not cool?
That's fucking amazing. That means that there is something putting out radio frequencies in another galaxy. Meaning, you could argue to say that there was some form of life creating those frequencies. Because it's not like the same from the Big Bang.
No.
It's not that white noise. There was and it was rhythmic.
Really?
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
That's really cool. Like, I don't know. It's like one of those things. Like, I'm more mad that it's not reported on more because that's a bigger story. That's like way bigger than our stupid Earth.
But I feel like we need to know about aliens because I feel like they're not coming because we vote for people like Trump.
Well, it's because we put up a wall.
They see these walls and they're like, fuck that. They don't let those people in. They sure as hell don't want us.
No, but like, we don't even talk. It's not even mentioned. I mean, like our show, we're closing out with this. Well, not closing, but we're towards the end and talking about it. And we're the only ones who's actually talking about it at all, even. And we barely paid attention. But like, we're literally talking about connection with another galaxy.
Well, and I think
a legitimate connection.
When you consider how vast and huge space is, like, if we were to turn on the radio by Saturn, aren't they just now getting our 1930s radio? Or would it even be, or would it be closer to Jupiter? Because, I mean, our sound waves, they are just now hitting space. There's still a 30-second delay between the U.S. Space Center and Houston, so the fact that we're receiving radio waves is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that works.
Apparently you weren't as big of a dork as what you thought you were.
No, I mean, like, I'm not sure the time frame on any of that. I can't really tell you.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think of what... But yeah, I know even some of the 1800s radio waves, they're just now hitting... Space is so huge. And the fact that I think it's great. Are there any updates to that, or is that the closest?
I'm trying to look and I'm having issues. The same issues you were having, where I'm getting these messages, so I'm not like able to search.
Like, we appreciate the constant contact, but people... Sometimes we just want to report the news. Not really.
Well, I mean...
I guess.
To an extent. Apparently, I'm also not asking it right.
Your phone does not like anyone, so it could be your phone.
That might be it. Oh, okay, so... let me just read from this. Imagine a flash of radio energy so powerful it outshines the sun.
Woohoo!
Now imagine a flash like this going off nearly every minute all across the cosmos. These are fast radio bursts, some of the most enigmatic phenomena in the astronomy. Scientists don't know where they came from or what celestial event could be so dramatic yet common enough to produce thousands of bursts every day. But they think they're getting closer to an answer. At the winter meeting of the American Society of Astronomy this week, researchers at a powerful new Canadian telescope announced the detection of 13 new fast radio bursts in a mere 2 months of observation, a 20% increase over the five dozen bursts that have been found in the past 12 years. One of the newly detected bursts is a rare repeater. Researchers saw 6 flashes coming from the same spot in the sky, which they hope will make it easier to pin down the source of the original signal. Only one other repeater has ever been found. The sudden influx of tantalizing clues has made astrophysicists almost giddy. These things are coming to us from halfway across the universe, and we don't really know anything about them. A lead author of 2 of the journalists of Nature said about this new finding, it's exciting because they're almost rhythmic into almost possibly a message. We don't want to get anyone too excited that there is celestial beings trying to contact us or anything, but this sort of rhythm comes in form of what would only be interpreted as messaging of some sort, unless that they're having to do with gravity could possibly be causing it to react in this manner.
Yeah.
Work on the Canadian Hydrogen Intensity Mapping Experiment, or CHIME, used for their research was not quite complete when the initial Baker's dozen was detected last July and August. But this cylindrical instrument, which provides a 3-degree wide swath of the sky every night, was already a dramatic improvement on more traditional telescopes, which can focus on one single spot. So the first radio wave burst was detected in 2007, so it's not even that long ago. And many scientists thought it to be a result of some telescopic mix-up. It sounds like a band. The signals are so brief that they must come in from something incredibly small, no bigger than New Jersey. Yet they pack as much energy into a millisecond as the sun emits all day. There are also dispersed high-frequency wavelengths across low-frequency ones to create this intense flash. So what exactly is it they don't know, but they're closer to figuring it out?
I think that's awesome.
And the interesting
that should
thing...
be more in-depth. Do you know what I mean? They should be studying that. That is fantastic.
Well, I mean, that's what they're doing.
More than what they're... But it should be reported more.
It should. But I don't think, even trying to read it...
Yeah, it's
kind of heady stuff.
I think it's amazing, but I'm a space geek. That's why I'm joining Space Force.
That's why. Well, you might be joining for the wrong reason.
Well, before we close out, today's opinion poll is important.
Is it?
It is. We have 2.
Who said we were closing out?
Do you just want to stay all day?
Yep. Nowhere else
Fuck yeah,
to be.
we're pulling them all-nighter. Screw you, Rock Assault Radio. Ain't nobody wants your shit. Watch, I'm going to get shot for that one.
You are. Big Will has a
Bunch
shotgun.
of big KKK members coming down.
Wow.
So on today's opinion polls, yesterday Nancy Pelosi signed a bill in stating that back pay will be given to those workers who aren't receiving any money due to the shutdown, and they will be paid for furlough. She is signing this bill. It has been backed 168 people to 32. A bunch of Republicans are backing this bill. Sadly, the American people feel like this should be vetoed.
Yeah.
Why?
So...
Explain this to me.
I don't understand this either. I have heard so much conservative talk radio today.
You have TSA suing the president's cabinet, and everybody is the Republicans are cheering. Why?
here's what I don't understand. Here's what bothers me, I guess, is there's so many of these people who call in to Limbaugh or Hannity or whoever, and I hear them all say the same thing. Well, these people just need to know how to do better with their money.
These people, they're not getting
They
paid,
shouldn't
you
be complaining.
fuckers.
Like, at what point in our civilization are we cool? Like, I don't think it's right that we have people that work 40 hours a week and can't afford anything. I think that's fucked up, right?
That is completely fucked up.
And I think that needs to change. This is even worse. There's people working 40 hours a week and not getting paid.
And they're still working, and some of them are working for your safety.
Even if they're not, it doesn't matter. How can you be in favor of that?
And
not to mention, these same people, I really want to ask them, so you're good with missing your paycheck? Why don't you donate it then? If you're so good with your money, why don't you donate your entire paycheck? Or are you going to need that? Because I'm betting you're going to need that.
I seriously thought that this opinion poll was fake. And then when I clicked on it and discovered how many people are upset, I was blown away.
People hate Americans. And this is one of those things, like,
it shouldn't have to be a fucking bill.
Well, Anna Kasparian went on this thing where last night where she was like, if you voted for the wall, you are no longer able to call yourself American because you are forcing troops to be down there, be away from their family at Christmas time. You're using the troops as a pawn when they could be with their families or they could be in other places. And I kind of disagreed with her, to be honest. I'm like, well, I don't think a lot of people knew that. Like, I would assume that we wouldn't want to just send our troops left and right for no real reason.
Yeah.
You know, and her big thing, too, I want to be more fair on that, was more around the time that Trump did send all that military to the wall over Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
For no, and then after the election, all that time, then it was...
They went back home.
Yeah, then they went back to where they're... and she just said, like, you're these people on the right, they're just using our troops as propaganda, and there's nothing more un-American. And I disagree with her in the fact that, no, I think the fact that, like, I don't even know what American is anymore. I really don't. Like, if you're proud of America, what are you proud of? Because half of you don't like our government. You hate our government, which I think, unfortunately, that in essence of some of it is America, right? Mm-hmm. A good chunk of you don't care about, like, the nature. You don't care about our water, our land. You don't care about any of that. You think big business should be able to dump sewage all over the place. Essentially,
You're
I mean,
not wrong.
whether or not they say it like that or not, it's essential. So you don't even like the land. What do you like? You know what I mean?
don't think they
You
like
don't
anything.
you don't appreciate the Constitution because you don't back free speech.
That is true.
What is it about America that you like? And then if you said, oh, but they like the people, but they don't like
You don't like
Americans.
the people.
You hate Americans more than you hate Canadians, or you hate
I
Swedish
question
people, or
it.
Germans, or Russians.
You know, how many people hated Obama and his policies and his wife looking like a hoe and...
But it's
But
not
yet
just
you
no.
love Trump.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's not even
People are
Obama.
just
It's
fucked
not
up.
Trump. It's not any of that. It's how many people hate other Americans, just regular citizens.
I think people just hate anymore.
You know,
I really do.
oh, they should have a job. You know, it's that idea. Well, they do have a job. Well, they should manage their money better.
They're not getting paid.
Yeah.
I was completely unimpressed. The second opinion poll, I was completely unimpressed with. Let's see. This comes from a school at Mundelein High. Mundelein High School has decided that they would like to revamp their high school. A lot of high schools they're adding changes. They're doing computer rooms. You have to change with the times. So Mundelein, what they did was in their hallways, they painted popular books on walls. Jay. That's all they did.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
One of the hallways they did, though, was decorate it completely in Harry Potter theme. They had the art class paint Hogwarts Castle. They painted wands. There's another hallway that is dedicated to the Gatsby. But basically what they did was go through and make the high school more fun. Opinion poll today states, Most people don't want that.
Why?
I don't know. So let's take this into consideration. This was done by a lot of the students. The students picked the stories and the books they wanted to see. They went to the computer lab and researched the books. What is the best literature of today? The art students went and painted. It was a school project. They decorated and revamped the high school.
I'm kind of curious what the best literature of today is, to be honest.
Well, and they did use a lot of classical. The one picture was of Wuthering Heights. There's Gatsby, a whole hallway dedicated to Harry Potter.
Okay.
Do you know? But I mean, honestly, I would want to be in the hallway of Harry Potter.
Well, I mean, sadly, I was going to be like, maybe Harry Potter, Game of Thrones. What is good?
But that's
because I'm thinking like Catch-22 and all that. But I'm like, that's not us. That's not modern.
That's not. But I mean, that's what they did. They had even repainted as a school the gymnasium. They put the school colors up, the mascot, and a lot of the parents and the people in the town are upset because this isn't what school's for.
Books?
I don't get it.
Literature? Where is literature? I mean, if not school, maybe libraries. But aside from those two institutions,
exactly. I think the way they're painted are cute. I love it.
What do they want their schools to be about?
I have no idea.
I mean,
How awesome
we're going to paint murals. We want AK-47s to show what these kids are going to look at the last time they see anything.
We have a Confederate flag on that wall over there. I want a statue of Hitler.
I mean, I don't know what they...
Yeah, it's not like they painted Mein Kampf. They didn't do a Playboy. They actually did literature books.
I could see, I could see too, like they did, I don't know, like Instagram people, social media. You know what I mean? Like if there was like walls of like Kylie Jenner and
it was a school project that brought
all these people, I could see
together.
that. I could be like, all right, yeah, that's stupid. That's kind of fucked up.
Nope.
But just...
And they revamped it, and I feel like that's what school, and I feel like that should be a thing. We both have kids in a public school system.
Yeah, I don't know about
I
that.
kind of wish that our schools were more orientated to the kids. Like I would have no issue. You want to paint a bunch of library books on a wall to encourage kids to read? Fucking paint every goddamn wall.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I don't pay for it. I got other stuff I need to worry about. I need to pay for that wall. Can't be paying for this stupid shit to help my kids learn.
I want to paint every Harry Potter book cover on that wall. Do you know how many on the left side hate Harry Potter because he's a witch?
You mean on the right side?
Both sides. There's a bunch. It goes against our good Christian faith.
Yeah, there's that. It doesn't make sense to me, honestly.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a bunch of fucked up people in this world.
Yeah. I mean, and there is something to be said for just enjoying whatever something is. You know what I mean?
You?
No, I mean,
Why
like,
should you enjoy anything?
Okay, hear me out. Like, I'm an atheist.
Good for you.
I'm not a proud atheist, meaning I don't go around telling people you should be an atheist. Nah, do what you want.
You're not a proud boy atheist.
If religion, if like God, and I've had this conversation with my aunt-in-law, I guess. I don't know how you would say that, but my wife's aunt, she is Christian and she's tried to convert us and whatever. And I've had this conversation where I'm like, look, if it gives you comfort and it makes you happy, I'm not going to take that away from you. I would not want to do that. That's a bad thing to do. So I'm not in favor of that. But like the new Bruce Springsteen album, right? Over half of it. I love Bruce Springsteen. The new one, he has Tom Morello on it. I love Tom Morello. But like over half of it is like kind of religious music.
That's awkward for me.
It's good music though. And I don't care. I'm like, it's fine. It can be religious, but it's fucking good. Like, why can't people just enjoy things at face value?
Once again, people like to hate.
I suppose. Don't you get tired? I mean, don't they get tired of hating?
I don't have the time of day for that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, it's an addiction too.
It has to
You
be.
get addicted to that anger, and then, I remember I used to do radio, with this guy named Gabe. And it was me, Gabe, Chad, Wes, and then sometimes Cody would show up. That was way back in the day. And Gabe just hated everything, right? Like,
That is sad.
he was, and there would be times where he would just, like, we'd be talking about, I don't know, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whatever. And he'd be, those motherfuckers keep doing the same shit. It's fucking ridiculous. And we'd, like, look at him and we'd like, dude, why are you yelling? And he'd be, I don't know. And he really, like, it was just like, he's so addicted to rage. And so addicted to.
Is he on steroids?
No.
Jesus.
He had to be angry all the time or he didn't feel comfortable. Oh my God. I don't got time for that.
Did he join the incels?
Uh-oh.
Because I think I met him.
I think you did too.
I think I pissed him off.
I think you molested him. Anyway.
Oh, shit. The lights are coming on.
Yeah, we're getting kicked out. It's past time anyway.
Is it?
Yeah, and I don't want to play more commercials.
Alrighty.
So, look, we'll be back Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. We have...
What's up, Big Daddy?
We don't have that.
Did you like the...
What's going on?
You to take a nap.
We actually, on Monday, we're going to have Jason Paul. He's an actor and an author and director, but he's wrote a child book that's come out in March. He's directed and funded the movie Malign, which is like a 6-minute short film. You should check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. And he's also been in different roles in one of the movies, Shark Commando, which is also fantastically, B movie. But we were having him call in Monday at 6:15.
On Wednesday, we have a guest host calling in. Wednesday, we have the Alex Elkin. He's calling in to spend the afternoon with us, and I can't wait. He has some big announcements coming up.
I'll be excited to just chill with Alex. Like, or not to be interviewed, we'll just hang out and crack shit and laugh at people.
I can't wait. I know he's going to talk about his upcoming show coming out. I can't wait.
That'll be great.
I think everybody's going to be excited.
Friday, we should have a comedian call in. And, so we got a lot going on next week. Just stay tuned to the Facebook channel, or Facebook page, Revolution Radio on Facebook, or you can follow me, Jay Dillon, JAYDYLAN. I think I'm out of Facebook jail now, so you should be able to find me.
I hope so. I've missed you, fucker.
I know. And also, aside from being on the fantastic, amazing station that is 106.6 The Blast, you can also catch us at 24.7 Stream and Annex Radio. Tanya, what you got?
I am Tanya Marie Buentello on Facebook. Call me, contact me, email me. Do not message my mom or send her dick pics. That is not cool. I don't like to hear that. If you want to call in anytime, talk to me. If you have shows, if you have ideas, if you have news stories, please let us know. We're here for you. Did you just come all over him? Will looks so upset.
I was trying to trip you up. Anyway, guys, stay tuned because after this, Big Will is bringing the heat. You guys want to check it out. It's Rock Assault Radio, arguably the most popular show on this channel.
Kind of looks like the Sniffles and Cuddles radio right now. Look at him.
Look, he transforms. Behind this microphone, he becomes a different fucking beast. Not even a person anymore. He is a beast. They used to say beast mode was Marshawn Lynch. No,
I just keep
that's big,
like
sexy Will, bringing it home with the thrash metal. So,
I love you so much.
that is following our fantastic show, and then after Rock Assault Radio, you got Rob and Slim. So fantastic evening for all you guys. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. We truly do love you.
So these, did you drink out of that one?
Hold on.
They're water bottles.